How important has your faith been to you?
Say again.
How important has your faith been to
Oh,
you?
I joined the church, was baptized in the Baptist church when I was 9 years old. And I've been there ever since. I've been in church ever since. I've been a believer ever since. My faith grew stronger, much stronger, when I converted to Catholicism. And when I learned, when I finally learned to keep prayer in the forefront of everything I did, that was the answer. Prayer changes things, and prayer changes people. Certainly changed me. There's a process. It's I don't know what to call it. It's in the Catholic Church in about 1976. We here in Jacksonville was introduced to a movement within the Catholic Church called Curcio in Christianity. And the word Curcio means small course in Christianity. That's what it is. Men are invited to spend a weekend developing a personal relationship with the Lord. We were taken to a place in called Camp St. John, and a group of other men and priests who had had this experience, they took us through and taught us the lessons, and we learned the scriptures, and it was a changing period in my life, and I became involved in the movement. After I went, then my wife could go. Man and wife couldn't go at the same time. I had to go first, and then after a couple of weeks, she could go. Gwen says when I came home, I was a different person. I know I was. I know when the change took place out there under the trees on that weekend. When Gwen came home, she was a different person too. And Gwen and I both worked in that movement for many, many, many years, bringing other people through. And we could see that the change that takes place is so obvious. It's so evident. You're never the same anymore. I mean, it's just, the change is just absolutely overwhelming. The Catholic Casio movement sponsored a movement for the Episcopal Church. They hadn't they hadn't heard of it, hadn't started. We got a group of Episcopalians to come and go with us, and we sponsored a weekend for them. And as soon as they did, they loved it, and then they started sponsoring weekends for other Episcopalians. And we did the same thing with the Presbyterians and the Methodist. And it's a movement now that is spread throughout most of the various faiths. And it is absolutely amazing. We start what is called group weekends. Um, and we gather, a group of men may form a little, actually, you form into a group. And every Friday morning at 6 o'clock, I meet with my group. We have breakfast at a restaurant, and all over Jacksonville, there are these little groups of people who became friends at these Curcio weekends of all these different faiths, and they meet in these different places, just sharing with one another, and it's a continuous thing. It happened to me in 1976, and to this day, I still meet with a group every Friday morning, and we share our faith, we share our love for each other, for our families, for our community, and it's just, you know, we have a saying in Curcio: make a friend, be a friend, and bring that friend to Christ. And that's what makes up a good group. And we have these group reunions where we get back together and we help each other continue to grow spiritually. And that's what it's all about.